I'm gonna wait a few minutes, get myself grounded, take a sip of tea. Been a busy day, good energy though. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh yeah, I wanted that. So this is the song that Spirit nudged earlier. Yeah, I seen that the Jabberwockies dance to it, and like one of my favorite dance groups. Alright, I'm gonna begin. I still have lots to do afterwards, and I have lots to share. So please excuse me if I don't look at the chat right away and I come back to it. There's a lot I want to share, and Spirit's been nudging so crazily hard, and I've been enjoying it, and there's just so much I want to share. So first off, new moon blessings and blessings to this new zodiac astrology new year. This is coming in boom, as Spirit says, like boom. So we are dealing with the element of air, and I'm going to talk a little bit about um, creating your altar and some of the things that you can put on your altar and some of the magical tools you can use with the air. Um, the first thing I want to talk about is feathers, and then we'll move into some other things. I got some projects here, some eco art projects that you can incorporate in your life. I got asked a few questions I wrote down. I have a big announcement about a course that's coming up, and I'm going to be doing it personally with a group. Whoever signs up and who wants to do it, it's a crystal workshop, and it's about setting grids and intentions from smaller scales to larger scales, how to work with crystals, how to be a crystal healer, and how to understand the language of crystals and incorporate crystals into your life and everyday purpose. And yeah, there's so much juiciness to this course, and I've been playing with crystals all my life and stones. So I have a lot to share, and I'm looking forward to offering this course. I'm going to be doing it over Zoom and touching base once a week and giving like homework and projects and exercises, and then meeting up the next following week and checking in, seeing how your exercises and your homework went. Um, See what has happened for you, any revelations, and give you time and space to share your story. Yeah, so that will all be coming out on April 30th is the day. So I'm doing an early registration, and so for the next 2 weeks is pay what you can. So if you're interested in this course, you can email me. That's in the description box, and we can touch base and talk about you joining this course. So let's begin. So feathers. So feathers can be found everywhere. Doesn't matter where you live, in a city, out in nature, birds are everywhere. They have that magical capacity to be in one place and another, to be in the sky, on the water, in all places. They have always been seen as magical creatures, and their feathers are seen as antennas, and of course with the element of air. There's so many things you can do with feathers, from wearing them to bring in um, more enhanced communication. Feathers are worn in the hair, so it's more of an antenna. Um, and her hair is already an antenna. And recently, I was really blessed. I've understood different things about her hair, but a YouTube creator had explained about the different positions of her hair, and they answered a lot of questions for me about man buns and about why we bun our hair like this, especially us sensitives and starseeds and such. we tend to like naturally bun our hair if we're like quick to go. So apparently what happens with that is like, this is like, we are bringing the information in and receiving it, yet letting it flow through us from the universe. When our hair is completely down, I believe it flows all the way through. I don't know it exact for word, but I do know that when our hair is completely up, we're completely within ourselves. So when our hair is bunned up to the top, we're channeling in and keeping the resources from spirit. When we wear it half and half like this, we're channeling in, but also allowing it to flow. And when we have the full hair down, our energies are completely flowing, and it's a complete relationship with the universe when you wear your hair completely down. So that's what I've learned. There are other things about, shaving your head and stuff like that. But I'm not going to get into that in this video. So more about air elements and feathers. You can also use them as wishes, and you can put little strings on them and tie them up around your house or outside to a tree or whatever feels right for you. And they can carry it. You can also put messages, seeds, crystals on them. They also make beautiful magical writing tools. So the element of air is in there. Building relationship with your magical tools. These ones are quite old. I've had these, I believe, since 2008 is when I made these. There's a seed here. There's some crystals I had grown on my own. I highly encourage that. That's always fun to do, to watch the patterns of the sacred geometry form. I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot about crystals with growing them. Maybe I should incorporate that in the course. I think I will. I can easily add that in, no problem. Let's see. So big feathers, small feathers, it doesn't matter their size. They're all a gift, no matter their size, big or small. Working with your air element, you can do like on the moon catchers. You can write intentions on paper, ribbons, attach them to things. Anything that you know that the wind will carry it, any air element that goes with it. Of course, incense, smoke, air, the fire. This is all very good for the new moon and your intention. Setting intention with incense, lighting your magical matches or your lighting tool with intention. You can watch the smoke for divination. You can watch the flame. You can carry it like a wand. You can write your magical writings in the air with it. Let's see here. I have the candle going from the card reading earlier. That was pretty interesting. If you're interested in watching what happened with the card reading, Spirit really came through talking about the solar flares and the sun and the stargazing. So as with your incense, you can use it as a magical tool, and you can write into existence of what you want to create or manifest in your life, especially during new moon energies. And right now it's like extra potent. So you have the element of fire, and you have the smoke, and you have earth, and plus you have, so you're joining all these forces. So as much as you join, more intention goes with it. So I suggest you always write it anywhere between 3, 6, 9 times. 7 times does work as well. 7 is a very quick number of quick manifestation. So you can write like, I call to the universe all the safe journeys of my starseed family. Let me put a big heart on that one. Yes, big heart, another one. One more heart. I think I will carry that intention. And of course, the sense that you choose can also go towards your magical purposes. So I pulled out the incense. Another little thing you can do, and you can do this with paper mache. You can do this with anything really. So I grabbed a little bit of clay because this is a great tool to work with. You can get this at your dollar store. You can get this from the ground. You can get this from a lake if you go looking around. And you can do a symbol if you like. So even if you want, you can press it into a simple ball. I mean, it's up to you how creative you want to get. You can press into a simple ball. Boop. Incense holder. Just put it down. There you go. I suggest before it dries though that you make the hole a little bit bigger because each incense holds differently. But I mean, if you want to decorate it up, you can. I'm going to cut this one in half for a second. So that way I can put the incense down. Boop, 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 boop. But you can do like extra little things. So say the feather. Put the feather in there. Extra air element. You could always add your imagination is your magical tool. That is your gift from the universe. So allow it to happen. So I'm just making this into a circle because it's a moon. We have the new moon. I'm going to press it in a bit because I'll make one for a cone. And then also I like this because even after I use it and after it dries and I've done some sort of decoration on it, I can also take glue and stick it onto something else or create like a different little mirage or something. So those things that I create, that's part of my news, is I'm going to start selling some of my art supplies and magical tools. I've done so kind of underground. I say underground because I've always worked by word of mouth. So me coming out online and doing this online has been like really interesting for me because I wasn't sure about it, but I've had the absolute pleasure of allowing the universe to just let things unfold. And I was gifted with some beautiful people from my art community and some reliable information that allowed me to focus because my creative juices are so much that I have a hard time focusing. So my new moon intention making this is focusing my creative endeavors so I can complete them. So I have what I know I can share. So then that way others can have joy in it too. Because creating little things have just made my life so much nicer. My whole life. There's a certain joy and a sense of accomplishment I find when you finish creating something and you just allow yourself to flow. So there I got something like this. Got a little thing in there. Kind of flat in the bottom. You can take ribbons and just press it against the clay. I mean, anything if you want texture, just push it. This might even get like sparkles on it. So I'm pushing again. So I can show you this. So there's like little indentations on it. So when you paint it, it gives it a different texture. You can also add things to it. You can add little crystals and stones. But if they pop off, that's okay, because in the little spaces there, you can put a little dab of glue and boop, it will stay. Clay also works well with watercolor paints, even markers, but markers are better after it dries. So this is just a simple like dollar store paint. I was so grateful for that. I got it in one of my art kits, and I was playing with it the last couple of weeks to see about colors and stuff because I'm thinking about people's pocketbooks and things. But see, I'm gonna do like this bluey green here. And amazing how well the clay picks up the color. See the difference there? Boop. Let me do another color there too. Boop, boop. Quick rinse. Oh, big bold color like red. So talking about like air elements and using your imagination, I would say think back to when you were a child, some of your happy memories with air. Like, did you blow bubbles? I say that and I have like kind of a pervy humor. But that's why my channel's not for children. There you go to see how the color takes. And there's the green. And there's just the clay itself. It just really takes very well. And then when it dries, you can go over it again and it layers the pigment of the watercolor. What was I saying? I don't remember. They're tooting. I don't remember. Oh, goodness. I've had a very beautiful lazy day yesterday. So in new moon energy, this is something I can talk about. The new moon is a good time to plant seeds, yes. However, it is very important before the new moon to kind of like tend to your garden, clean up your spaces, clean up your ideas and thoughts. Just kind of like weed your garden, preparing your garden. And on the new moon, before you lay any of your intentions, before you plant any of your seeds, it is good to take a day to rest, to recharge, to listen to your body, to take that time out and take a breath. Let me tell you, it's just a wonderful, wonderful practice. And it's such a good time, to have that healing bath. And when the darkness is here, and that was actually one of my questions somebody had asked me is, why do we plant our seeds of abundance in the darkness? And I thought, well, naturally, because when we plant seeds, we plant them in the soil. But not all seeds germinate right away. Some take certain kinds of conditions, and it takes time for them to germinate. So one seed is different than another. However, most of them need time to germinate so that they can grow. I hope that answers the question. So in other words, when you go to like the Farmer's Almanac or planting with the cycles and planting with the seasons and with the moons, you discover that in the new moon phase, you plant things that are easily rooted and you plant things that will come to fruition. I mean, there is planting during the new moon, but those are kind of like more deep rooted things. And the same thing goes for when you harvest time. When you harvest in the new moon time, a lot of the plants have brought their juice and their energy right to the surface. So it's a good time to harvest for intentional purpose. So because the plants and the energies of the beings on our planet bring all their juice up for the intention. And then when it comes to the full moon, their juices go deep in their roots. So it's a good time to like harvest like root vegetables and things like that. So like under the surfacings, things that are going to take a while, that are going to like tap in and go down. And that's the difference between manifesting between new and full moons. So I've been sitting here playing here, making all these colors. And for some reason, I booted out that greeny blue and put in the green. I'm having so much fun. I have a little bit of orange in there. I'm getting my fingers all mucky. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite things to do. But you can let it dry, and you can take a marker to it. I mean, there's so many things you can do. So I want to move on from that, because I could just play with it forever. The incense is nice. Also with your clay, I mean, feel free to make like little bowls. They don't have to be perfect. You can put little things on the bottom. You can glue this to a stone. You can put like, again, stones or anything around it. Make it your little magical tool. Your magical tools are best if you make them yourself. So I always encourage you to make your own magical tools. However, I understand that we have busy lives and not all of us, can sit there and make magical tools. So that's why I've always offered them. So I don't plan on doing like massive amounts on my website. I will have like limited editions of how many that I make, because I'm always creating things during the new and the full moons in the different phases and cycles. I've done spells and stuff like that for like the last 20 years for people, and readings and that, longer than that, truthfully. But something I like to do. So bring it online is a lot of fun for me. Let's see here. Magical matches. Let's do those. I love magical matches. I've done a video on this like a year or so ago. Probably because it's like this time. But get yourself a box of just stick matches. They're little wands, let me tell you. Little wands of intention. Right there. So this is one of the first ones I created. I've had it for so long. And all the time, as you can see, the sides are well used. And this was like nail polish, and I used marker. When they made these, I didn't, I had to plan on it because I didn't have too much money and I couldn't buy the sparkles. So I used like this nail polish from the dollar store. And then I used it on a statue too. So it worked out really well. But it stayed really well. And I like the feeling of it. It's got like a really neat texture. So I invite you to like decorate your matches, your matchbox. So you can take the matches out. You can write stuff on here. You can paint it. Sometimes, I don't say like write on all your matches, but when you have like that extra, you want that extra, you can take a little black marker and you can do symbols or you can write it out, anything like that. So again, I'm going to put the healing of my Starseed Collective. So I'm going to put the word healing, and then I'm going to put a star and a heart. Actually, 3 hearts again. Stay consistent. There. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know if you can see that. I hope so. You can do that. Ooh, I dropped the box. So we're going to put that to the side because we're going to light the candle afterwards. But with this, I mean, you can use a marker. And if you don't even want to color it, you want something specific, you can cut out little pieces of paper. I can hear little Mr. Key. So these matches are going to be with the intention of serenity. I think I can get the word on there. Oops, sorry, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just measuring out how much I think I need. There's a little bit of a trim there. Ooh, my thumb's caught. I got these matches for free, by the way. Somebody was giving them away, so I asked if I could take a couple. They said yes. I was very grateful for that. You can get stick matches even at dollar stores and such. I think I might have to throw my glasses on for this one. So glue stick, I think they're called. These things are so handy dandy for collaging. And you can use these on your new moon book. I mean, sky's limit with, it's like a decoupage. And my wonderful eco art teacher reminded me about decoupage. Gosh, I haven't done it since my little girl was, well, she's not little anymore, she's like 30, but since my daughter was like young, I used to do like furniture and stuff like that back in the day. Upcycling things, making things look pretty for my children, you know, make it a nice home. Try to keep it as magical and happy as possible for them. I'm sure their mummies and daddies can resonate with that one. So I did it a little bit too long. This paper is a little bit thicker than I thought. It came from a calendar. So I'm going to just press it. That's the beauty of this. Press it this way. And if I want, I can color like blue here. But I gave myself a box of Serenity on it. Waterfalls. Even though we're doing air elementals. It's funny. I could have done like the butterfly or the balance here. So balance. Stick that in there. You can have little stickers. You can put even more words on it. Again, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. You can even use it as a magical rattle to bring in your attention. I never shared that one before. I usually share that one for my courses when I do that, when I do my little things. But yep, you can use it as like a magical rattle. So, you know, and you go around your candle. You can light with the intention. Which again, you can do it with your candle. You can like put wax, not wax, or essential oils. You can draw pictures. If you have markers, there's like glass markers you can write on the outside. I believe I have some. Hang on a second here. Give this some even more juju here. Oh, I thought I had them in here. I had my fabric markers in here. Let's see here. Let's see. That one's yellow. That's one that will show up. Let's see if this shows up. So I'll put something on the top. I'll put the healing. Let's see. I would like to put a feather on the top for the healing. Try not to touch it because it will smear off on your hand. There, nice feather. Make it really pretty. The blue to stand out. See that? Put my hand behind there. You can also write things on your candle. So it has a rose, and you can take the sticker off if you like. I did rose for the heart and the healing and the love. And lavender here is for again peace and healing, like a collective healing. So I'm gonna put like a heart here. I'll probably, you know, a little bit of Zentangle. I'll flip her up. The more intention you put into it, the more energy. Where your energy goes, energy flows. Oh yeah, my spiral. I love my spirals. And I think I'll put a Reiki healing symbol on it. So whatever symbols or whatever resonates for you, please feel free to do that. There you go. Sit with your candle, bring some intention, knowing that scientifically, our intention changes the molecules around us. It's our magic is becoming science. So let's do this collectively. And this I'm gonna let go and see how it goes. Oh, look at that. The healing, I believe, is done because the only little symbols that left are the little symbols. And I keep these. So, because they're little magical wands, they're full of intention. So there you go. And I usually make little symbols and stuff. And it keeps the count. And then when I have a magical fire or making magical incense, I burn the rest of these up and they go into that as well. Sky is the limit when it comes to recycling and repurposing when it comes to magic. I really encourage it. So again, if you don't have feathers, you're getting discouraged, you can't find feathers, you can also use grasses. Oops, my goodness. Put this back here. You can also use grasses. This is a pampas grass. I suggest using this because it's an invasive species. It's taking over cattails, and our cattails are really important for filtering our ground and our water and our soil. And pampas grass is a very invasive species. Although that we all as humans think it's very pretty, and it's very like it can be used for so much. But I grabbed this piece here. I saved it specifically for this YouTube. So again, you can cut it. It can be a magical wand. You can add feathers to it. You can use it as a magical pen. You can also add say a pencil to it. Have a ribbon and wrap the ribbon around. I got this the wrong way. My apologies. I hope I'm loud enough. I know I'm pretty quiet spoken person. I've been trying to get louder. I had the microphone here so y'all can hear, I hope. But you can wrap it around. Do. Wrap. Do a little bit of glue and you got yourself a fancy little thing. Or if you make magical ink, you can dip it into your magical ink and write. That takes way more time, just so you know, and to get used to that kind of writing. That's cute. Little ringlet. When doing your watercolor painting, you can do it with a intention. You can change up your, a little bit of that in my eye. The pampas grass there. You can do so with any kind of glass. You can do with crystal glass. You can put intention into that as well and into the water. And you can speak into it. Sing into it. The sky's the limit. Again, you can add to this. If you want to put a feather in it, I mean, whatever feels right for you. You can put herbs in your water. This one here, I did this one as a release, so I knew this is like my cleansing my water. And then when I want to pick up a new color, I go to this other one here. And that one is for bringing forth positive energy. This one here I left. This is an open vessel right now. You can enchant your perfumes with intention. You can always, again, take a marker, whatever. You can even make your own perfume bottles. So I grabbed the wrong one at first. So you can enchant your perfume bottles for air element. So sitting with it, even putting it outside, putting it near crystals, putting it, just make sure you don't put it into a fire or close to the fire because it's very flammable. But around the candle, 3, 6, or 9 times with your intention. So that one is counterclockwise, that was to release. And then this one is clockwise, and that is to bring in the energy. So I've already set my perfume. So every time I wear this, I know I have the magic of what I put my intention into. New moon journals. If you don't feel like making your own, like my do-it-yourself rag books, you can also add to it. But going back to the perfume, this is a very old item. My grandfather made this very, very long time ago on his lathe. If you get magically inclined to do so. I wanted to show this to you because if you find like a little bottle or something, you can also do this with paper mache. I'm going to be doing this with an upcoming course that I'm doing over the summer with eco art and nature bathing and stuff. I've incorporated the magical element into it, and part of it is making your own perfume bottle and your own scent and essence. So there's a little sneak peek for that course. But see, the perfume's in there, and the cap goes in the top. Let's put it in. This perfume bottle is older than me. The perfume in it is not as old as me, but this is a magical perfume, and I've had it for Well, since my grandmother passed away, because it was a gift from my grandfather to my grandmother, and then my grandmother to my mother, and then I received it in 2011 when she passed away. So it's a very special little thing, and I wanted to share it with all of you. But those special things last a long time because then you care about them. This was something I've intentionally brought with me, um, from my last place. I remember packing it and feeling so grateful that I had it. I use it for extra juju when you really need it. I've added it to other spells for others, but it's a very sacred perfume. I only got that much left, so it should only last me for like another decade. Oh goodness. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, fragrance and sachet bags. Also, like if you don't have, if you're allergic to perfumes and stuff like that, you can use herbs and plants and put them in sachets and hang them around. You can put feathers inside here. You can put intentions inside here, crystals inside here. The sky's the limit. This one has lavender. And as you can see, I've added some little do-do-dos to the end of it to make it a little bit prettier. More air, like soil was an air element. Really pretty. And hang it up anywhere. If you don't want to do it in a sachet, you can also just collect whatever it is around your house. I suggest rice or dried feathers, even flour. If you have any kind of flour in your house, almond flour, regular house flour, anything of the sort. But here you go. There's some rice and flour. There's a little dried flour in there. And then you would just sit with your intention. And then you sit with the intention with, the nature and with the wind. And you can blow it off into the air. You can place it on the ground. You can put it in the water. And this is not harmful to the planet. And it's also a very beautiful spell to do over new moon times and new times and phases in your life. This one has a little extra in it. I had put some eggshell in it. Eggs are very potent for new beginnings, which is my next thing I'm coming to. So this is a wooden egg. Again, it's from my grandfather's handiwork. I come from a magical background, so to speak. This is a whole long story, but that's different world. Let's talk about what we can do for you. So anything that's shaped like an egg is good for manifestation. They are seeds, transformation, good luck, hope. Everything about them is all about like rebirthing and planting and renewal. Eggs are sent to take away curses. An old trick in magic is to remove curse is to have a medicine woman handpick the egg that will remove the curse or see if you have curse, and they rub it all over your body, and then they crack the egg and they read the egg yolk, and they'll let you know your future and if you're cursed and how to break the curse. If they go to break a curse, they'll get another egg, another sacred egg for that process, and there's a ritual usually that goes with that. There's several different magical communities, so I'm just going to reference it as that. If you do not have an egg, again, you can make one. You can use a bowl, one of these little cups or anything like that. At a dollar store, they tend to have like little things. But if not, you have your little clay bowl, and you can start making things, or you can make a clay egg. So, onto the clay egg. Making your clay egg, this could be like a very potent magical tool. You can hollow it out. So you just pinch pot it. Pinching is a way of doing formation in clay and sculpting. So you can place it in your hand because your hand has that natural egg cup shape. And once you find your desired egg, shape. So here, give it a few seconds here. It takes a little bit to work it a bit. You can leave it open. As you can see, I left a little space here. I can poke a hole through if I want. So I could hang it somewhere. It's kind of a messy looking egg. But you can fill it with tidbits of things, if you can see here. It's more of an egg shape on the side, or a teardrop. It looks more like a teardrop, but flatten it down. But once you fill it, then you can really close it up and shape your egg. If you need to, you can look at a picture of an egg, have an egg beside you. You can draw a shape of an egg, place it down, whatever guides you in an easier way. I'm just quickly doing this because I want to save time for you. Let's see here, more of an egg shape. And then you can literally go put that into the earth, again, into the water, into a fire, throw it into the air, throw it into a forest using the air element. Whatever feels right for you. Or you can keep it and crack it open sometime later, and then again it can return back to the earth, or you can reuse it again in another magical practice. If something is the beginning, I suggest using this as a first tool. You can put anything in there, paper, flowers, herbs, spices. You can incorporate a little bit of oil, but I suggest to put the oil afterwards, after you're finished, and cover it with oil, because it will affect the clay. It will start breaking down. You can put pictures of things in your egg. You can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. If you are putting it into the ground, please try to use natural elements that are going to go back in the ground, no plastics. Another thing you can do is, if you want an ongoing vessel for abundance, you can take your clay and shape it in an egg bowl, an egg-shaped bowl. Let it dry, decorate it with whatever sigils, symbols, whatever feels right for you, colors. And as you can see, the bottom looks more like an egg. And then you have an intentional bowl, so that you can make that as big as you want or as small as you want. And again, you can do that with paper mache as well. If you do it with paper mache, you can get a bigger bowl, put plastic down, cover it. We can get into that another time, maybe a future video. You let me know. You can email me and let me know what ideas you want me to see do all the way through to finish, beginning and finish projects. So there you go. I'll finish that up afterwards. Another thing is sound, and breath. So using your own breath by speaking, singing, screaming, whatever it is, just to get it out. Clearing your throat, breathing exercises. I really do suggest Wim Hoffman. His breathing exercises are amazing. They do restart you, and it's a good time to restart again with that new moon energy. But sound, if you watch any of my other lives, I'm just kind of recapping on this. That clears the energy space. Your singing, your actual dancing and movement. These are all acts, and they're cleansing energies and space. If you have bells, you can just tie up some bells in a string, shake them around, add them to a rattle, add them to a feather, add it to your magical pen, add it to your clothes. The sky is the limit with your imagination. So I do wish to see anything that you create from this video. If you're inspired to do something new, or if you're inspired to create something for your new moon, I would love to see it. So again, my email is down in the description box. I think I covered all my bases except for hair. So I'm going to go on with some of the things with hair. Manifesting with your hair. Your hair is like our feathers for birds. So manifesting with your hair is an important tool. So when you're in the mirror in the morning and you're brushing your hair out, these are excellent times of doing affirmations and resetting your beliefs. Because you are looking in the mirror, you are doing a basic, simple thing that you're used to. And as you change it with these affirmations, it will become a natural habit. So then your brain will naturally know when you're combing your hair, brushing your hair, that you are just naturally triggering, going, I am abundant, I got this, I am loved and supported, I am worthy. Whatever it is your affirmations are, or whatever your mantra is. Even if your mantra is to calm because you have so much anxiety. You can literally calm, calm, and you can manifest it in. These hands are powerful creative tools, and the fact that we have them is a major gift. Hand mantras, bringing things in. Actually, one I learned recently. Again, same gentleman about the hair. I make sure that I'll go back and re-edit this and put his YouTube channel down. He speaks about a whole bunch of things. I'm not saying that I agree with everything that he says, but I do resonate with some of the things that he says. And one of the things is he was talking about hand mantras. And I do know about hand mantras, but he like elevated my knowledge on hand mantras to different level. Like when we're sitting there, we're thinking, it's a hand mantra. We're doing our brow, and we're actually doing a hand mantra of bringing it in and focus. Um, the one I enjoy that he gave is the energy mantra. Is boosting energy by simply doing this. My hands are catching because I have clay. So it goes round and round and round. Just I could feel it like right away. It's interesting. My hands. This one seems more susceptible, which is my receptive hand, my right hand, and this one seems a little bit more docile. Like it doesn't want to let it go. So, and this is my left hand, which is for me, it's letting go. Um, with hair, you can braid. So when you're doing your hair in the morning, and this can go for male and female energy, when you're taking the time and you're braiding your hair or you're taking the time to groom yourself and style your hair, know that when you're doing your affirmations or whatever mantras you're doing, they're going to get embedded into your subconscious and your conscious. And those are great times because those are in between times. That's like when you're driving and you end up somewhere and you're like, oh, I don't remember how I got here and I went on autopilot. Well, it's like programming your subconscious during that time. So, indigenous cultures believe in braiding the hair and with intention. And while they braid, they sing. Sometimes it's words, sometimes it's humming. Humming is known to come more from the heart and from the soul than the actual words, because people believe it's more of a sacred language between you and spirit, great spirit. You can add feathers to your intention. So wearing feathers in your hair so that every time you see the feather or knowing that the feather is in the wind or with the elements or with the universe, you know that manifestation is coming true, and you're putting that into the winds, and you're letting it go, trusting the universe. Um, let's see, what else can I tell you about hair? Oh, when you're washing your hair in the shower or however how you wash it, putting your shampoo in your hands, you know, when you put your shampoo and you put, your set amount, you can take your index finger and cast into it what you want. So, say you want some extra knowledge on a subject, you can cast that into the shampoo, sit with it for a moment, thank the universe, wash your hair, putting the element in, and as you're washing and you're putting this shampoo in your hair, you know that you're putting this energy and you're putting this spell in. And then when you go under the water, you're washing away all that doubt, knowing that now that this is now coming from higher source down into your body, letting go all those fear and doubts. You're receiving all that you need, all that you've manifested, all that in intention. And you can picture that coming from your water and your shampoos, your conditioners. And you can do it with renewal and releasing. Um, Again, it's, that powerful, powerful aspect. And when you're doing your shower um, or in your bath, I'm going to suggest that you put some healing words around your faucets, if you have faucets. If you collect extra water and you have that for your baths or for like healing ceremonies, because I collect certain waters from different areas and sacred places and for certain weathers and stuff like that. So make sure you label it, and then you can mix those elements together as well. Um, I'm starting to get tired. I see that it's almost 9 o'clock, so that means I'm almost been here for the hour. Yep, I have been. I have graciously accepted the invitation to go dream porting for the next 2 days. Daniel Raphael. I've spoke about him on my channel before. To give an update with Mia Magic. I didn't get the sponsorship, but that's okay because it led me to different passages. Um, I would like to get a shout out to Tree Sisters, as I'm going to be opening up a platform with them as well and connecting with art and nature. And I'm going to do so in a that's going to be my charitable work. So, as I said, that I have been working behind the scenes. I really have been, and I've waited for this moment to um, come on and let everybody know this news. So, my big news is I'm launching my website within the week, so you can buy magical tools, crystals, there'll be courses. I still haven't finished some of my books, so that one's taking me a little bit longer. So, I plan on taking time over the spring and summer to finish up some of these books because I have like 4 or 5 books on the go right now. Um, I have some exhibitions and things that I'm doing for my art career. So there's all these things coming up. But I'm so happy and grateful that I'm able to offer this course coming up on learning about crystals and becoming a crystal healer for yourself, for your community, and for the planet. And you're going to learn so many interesting ways of um, speaking with crystals, working with crystals in grids, and smaller and bigger scales, how to heal with crystals, and so much more. So I will have that out by next weekend. So look forward to that. It will be announced on my website. Let's see here. I'm going to go over my little checklist and make sure I got everything done here. I think I did. Oh, my questions. So I've been asked a few questions for the channel. I did answer the question about the new moon seeds and like why they're considered planting seeds. Do I teach one-on-one? I have taught one-on-one, but I've also done so more. How do I put that? When I teach one-on-one, it was more been of a bartering in the past. Now I'm moving into a different thing. I do have a pay scale for pay as what you can, but I also have different levels now of my courses. So one-on-one is possible, but I haven't fine-tuned all that yet. I've more been fine-tuning what I can do for my community and space. Um, for my community here, my community as my city, my art communities. So the teaching one-on-one is not going to come into play probably until, I say until the fall, because I am going to be doing a retreat in the fall. Um, so that's depending on what happens with our world in the next month or so. I'm kind of debating on that, how big it's going to be and how many people. But yes, I'm going to be doing a 3 to 5 day retreat out in nature. I'm taking people out. We're going to connect with the land. We're going to share some very sacred space. We're going to dip into our core being. And I'm letting so much out. So that's coming. That's coming. How long have I know I've been gifted? Well, when I was a child, I knew right away. I have memories of my spirit guides. I freaked my family out. They took me for cognitive behavior therapy and such because they didn't want me speaking with spirits so much. Although my grandparents are very spiritual, they're Masonic. They're a part of the Eastern Star and the Order of the Eastern Star. So I learned a lot of rituals and magic as a child, not knowing. I was naturally led to the paranormal by the time I was 11, because no matter how much they wiped me, um, gosh, I was in grade 3 hanging out in graveyards. I've always been picking up crystals and stones. And I've been blessed along my journey that spirit has led me and had people been led to me for teachings all in my lifetime. So um, I learned indigenous ways. I've learned Masonic ways of magic. I've learned voodoo hoodoo. Oh my goodness. And that's all by the time I was like 18, 19 years old. Then I started learning how to read oracle cards. I was coming to more contact with astrologers and tarot readers. I started coming in contact with pagans, Wiccans, just energy healers, Reiki. I dipped myself into the paranormal world looking for answers, being very skeptical. I did a lot of research for about 10 years and I did a lot of investigations. Um, in my mid 30s, I cracked again and I just ended up sinking into it all, which ended up in a really big um, which led me here to Niagara Falls. I've had my dark night of the soul, and I'm coming out of my dark night of the soul now. Um, I'm here to share the wisdom that I do know. I am educating and still a student, and I see that to the very, very end of time is the gift that we have as our spirit and as our being in our core is to learn and grow and shift paradigms and our energy and as star seeds and as a collective. When I say star seeds, I really mean every individual because we are all stardust. It's just how we identify as a star seed. Some of us consider ourselves 144. Some of us consider ourselves towards a pagan, more earth-based religion. Some of us see us more towards the angelic realms. Some of us see us, more empathic. Um, we all are star seeds. It's just up to us how we choose to generate that energy and how we resonate so we can find our soul tribe. And my age. I couldn't believe somebody asked my age. But I am 46 years young. I will be 47 next month. So, yes. Oh, and there was a question I forgot. Somebody asked me about starseed traits because they mentioned that I had starseed traits. So they wanted me to go over that. And starseed traits are big empathetic eyes. These are just something they mentioned to me. A honker. Extra sense of smell. And the fact that we glow. Cool little fact. When I sweat, somehow I sparkle. My kids make fun of me about that. I say that so you can check in on yourself. Just take notice when you're sweating. Are you glistening in the sun? Let's see here. We have the 6 weeks course, Discovering the Healing Energy and Relationships with Crystals, How to Set a Grid in Small and Large Spaces, Becoming a Crystal Healer and Helping Others Heal. And this one will be, will be in person. That was a question. The projects. Healing, April 30th. Early registration is pay what you can for the next 2 weeks. My email is in the description. Oh, I'm also going to be starting personal readings. So if you want a personal tarot reading, I'm offering 2 types of readings. So for 15 minutes, in person is $22. And for 30 minutes in person, it's $44. And this will be on my website as well. And for recording, so I will just send you a recording, you will get a 15-minute reading for $11 and a 30-minute reading for $22. But you'll be able to find all that information on my website. So thank you again. I hope you have a truly magical night. Please treat yourself to a healing bath or shower. Go outside. Invite the magical energies to invoke your spirit. Trust what you get. Know that you are loved and protected. Know that there's others out there. Oh my goodness, Spirit's like, what about the wind chime and the seed necklaces? Ooh. You know what? I'll save the wind chime and spirit necklace for the next new moon. How's that? So you can see the seed necklaces here. So we'll talk about the seed necklaces the next new moon. And we will create wind chimes. Sound good? I think it sounds great. So I wish you adieu. Have a special evening. So much love. And thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for shining so bright. I'm going to sit back now for a few moments. Oof. I got a little bit of a sweat going here, so I'm releasing. I'm thinking about this beautiful tea. I'm going to give some gratitude to it for all of you, for this beautiful tea, for this beautiful moment, and for this gorgeous life. Remember, you are the creator of your life. You have full power, my love, full power. So much love to you, so much love. And I will see you all shortly. Enjoy the collective readings and the Starseed Tarots.